So this is my EFL Championship season review and reacting to my season predictions for the EFL Championship this season. Obviously, massive congratulations to Coventry, Ipswich and Hull being promoted to the Premier League after Hull obviously won the playoff yesterday against Middlesbrough. But we will go through every team in this video. We will start off with who I had in first place, and I had Southampton in first place. They ended up finishing fourth, and of course, we all know got expelled from the playoffs for the whole spy date situation, which I already gave my thoughts on. EFL did the right thing, expelling Southampton from the playoffs. I don't think they did the right thing in terms of who replaced them in the final. I think Hull should have just been given the automatic promotion for me. And started off slowly, didn't they, Southampton? Started off slowly. I obviously thought they would go straight back up because the same old narrative argument of power to payments. Their squad was too experienced for me for the EFL Championship, too well experienced for the Championship, and I thought they would go straight back up quite comfortably and win the title. Will Still was obviously the manager at the start, wasn't he? I saw good things on Will Still, especially in Year Done, but just couldn't talk with the step up, could he, in terms of EFL football and the EFL Championship as well, and was rightly sacked. And obviously, this guy came in. Obviously, we'll probably do now this new course that came in, who went on a mad unbeaten streak, didn't he, to take Southampton into the playoffs. But obviously now we know what we know, and he will probably get removed from his job, and Southampton will probably look for a new manager next season. And I think Southampton will be one of the favourites to go up next season. I'm trying to think who went down from the Premier League. Was it? Oh yeah, it was Wolves. At the moment it's Wolves and Burnley, isn't it? That have gone down. And depends who goes down out of Tottenham, West Ham. They'll probably be the massive favourites as well. But yeah, Southampton will definitely be one of the favourites to go up next season. This with the experience of the squad as well. Obviously, probably will get a point deduction come their way with the whole spy date situation as well. And but this whole spy date situation, I've always said, is it really that deep? Is it really that deep? Because Yates did it and they didn't really get punished under Bielsa because they admitted to doing it. I think that's why they didn't get punished. Southampton probably done it countless times. What I don't get with the spy date thing, why do you need to spy when you got the technical data, you got the technical stats as well, you got fucking YouTube highlights yesterday on how they play. You got YouTube highlights on how they play as well. So I don't understand. It's been happening in football, though, hasn't it? Oh, this whole spy date situation with other teams. It's been happening in football, but I don't understand why you need to do it. You see, because you spy on Middlesbrough, then Middlesbrough will just say, "Oh, hang on a minute, they were spying on us. So you know what? We'll just change the tactics up." So yeah, it's fucking pointless then, wasn't it? It's a pointless spying. It's a pointless spying. So yeah, for me, it's not that deep. Yes, he is not that deep for me. End of the day, the Trustfire team went up by the playoffs in the end. Trustfire team went up, otherwise that would open a more can of worms, wouldn't it? If Middlesbrough did go up yesterday. And but yeah, Southampton, they'll get you man to win. There's still plenty of experience options out there. Southampton could get, and I think they'll be fine next season. I think even with the point deduction, I think they should be one of the three favourites to go up next season in the Championship. Obviously, I thought they would go up this season, but they just had that slow start, didn't they? Which cost Southampton badly. Otherwise, they would get automatic promotion, in my opinion. Second place, I went for Ipswich, got that spot on. Again, beat Southampton. Had that squad. They only lost Liam Diop, didn't they? Really, Liam Diop and Murray Hutchinson. They're the only two players they lost after being relegated from the Premier League. They still kept hold of the key asset, which is Team Matena. Again, they had a slow start, didn't they? Ipswich, they had a slow start, but in the end, pretty much got. Well, they got promoted on the final day. It wasn't that comfortable, was it? But they got the promotion in the end. Obviously, had a favourable final day, and despite using Diop and Mike Hutchinson, they replaced them too well, which is what Ipswich doing well. I still think Ipswich will go straight back down in the Premier League. Personally, I do think Ipswich are probably done with the your team, in my opinion. But Team Matena, key asset to Ipswich on the dawn of this season. Jack Clark, massively important player as well. Well proven in the EFL Championship as well. And this has had that experience in the proven experience squad. So it was not a shock to see them go up, in my opinion. But I do think they will go straight back down in the Premier League next season. In third place, I did go for Burnham. There was a lot of hype, wasn't there, about Burnham going into the season, and I thought rightly so, because I actually thought they did good transfer business, especially with Cleodo coming in as well. And I looked at the Burnham squad, and I was like, that is a top seven squad for me, for Burnham. But they were promoted, weren't they, from League One, so it probably was going to be a tough task to achieve what Ipswich did with back-to-back promotions from League One, then the Championship, to be honest with you. And but I do think they will kick on next season, Burnham. I do expect Burnham to be in the top 6 after having that season back in the EFL Championship. I do now expect them to be at least top 6, in my opinion, for next season, Burnham. In my opinion, and I think they'll do well in recruitment again, even though they did finish 10th. And maybe that was because it was their first season back in the Championship. In fourth place, I technically got this right. I did go for Coventry, because I did say they will be promoted, but I said they will be promoted by the playoffs, but they obviously won the league. So I technically got that right, because I said they would get promoted, and it all means the same thing. Even when you win the Championship, it still means promotion at the end of the day. And superb job from Frank Lampard, by far the best team in the league, with the football they played this season as well. Won the league at Atlanta, and watch out for Coventry next season. Trust me, watch out for Coventry in the Premier League. I think they will recruit well in the Premier League. I think they will sign some good players as well that are Premier League proven. I think Frank Lampard will go after young English talent, so you're probably looking at like a Harvey Elliott, something like that for Coventry. Maybe on a loan deal from Liverpool or something like that. He will probably wear Chelsea, which is probably expected. Lampard will probably wear Chelsea as well. And he's kept teams up, hasn't he, in the Premier League? He kept Everton up in the Premier League as well. Did he keep Chelsea up when Chelsea were in big trouble? Yeah, there was a season, wasn't there? I'm sure there was a season where Chelsea were not in where they're in trouble, but you know what I mean, like where they were bottom half as well. So he's had a missed time in the Premier League, though, hasn't he? Frank Lampard, he's had a missed time, but I think Coventry's perfect for him, because I think there was expectations at Everton and Chelsea as well. They are obviously bigger clubs than Coventry as well. I think he's at the perfect place in Coventry City, and I think they've got a good chance staying up next season. I really do, because I'm trying to think. Well, it depends who stays up out of Tottenham and West Ham. Well, I see. If Tottenham stay up, Tottenham will get themselves back in the top 6, top 7. So I think there's no doubt about that. If West Ham stay up, as West Ham have just been through everywhere this and every year, haven't they? So will Sunderland have a duller season as this season? Will they drop off next season? Potentially. Leeds as well. I do think Farkham will become stale at Leeds, in my opinion. So it's an interesting Premier League next season. It really is, because Coventry and Hull, we'll get onto Hull later on, where I put them to finish. Probably one of my worst ever predictions. But Coventry and Hull are going to be backed. They are obviously backed well by the owner. They are owners ambitious as well. And Coventry haven't got the right resources with Frank Lampard in charge as well. The recruitment would be good as well. So the Premier League's going to be interesting this season. It's just a struggle for me where who do I think Coventry and Hull will replace in terms of staying up? That's the only problem. But yeah, Coventry City, well deserved. Best team in the league, Werner. Best team in the league. And I'm so happy to see Coventry go up as well. I've wanted them to go up for years, to be honest with you. So, and yeah, I kind of have a soft spot for them as well. I do kind of have a soft spot for them as well. So, glad to see them back in the big time, back in the Premier League. In 5th place, I went for Norwich City. They ended up finishing 9th. Again, they had a bit of a slow start to the season. Ended up sacking Ian Manning. I thought Ian Manning would do well at Norwich. But for some reason, it didn't work out. Then Theo came in and went on a madness, didn't he? Madness streak. Theo Clement. And I think Theo Clement suits Norwich. I think he does suit Norwich. I do expect Norwich to be chancing for the playoffs again. Well, I say then. They ended up chancing for the playoffs towards the end of the season. From out of nowhere. I think they will be a playoff chance in next season, Norwich as well. Could potentially get in the playoffs. See how they recruit. But not. I was 4 places off, wasn't I? 4 places off. So I thought they would finish in the playoffs under Ian Manning. But considering the bad start to the season they had, where they were in the bottom 3, Theo Cameron deserves a mention for honourable mention for man of the season as well. To take Norwich up to 9th after being in the bottom 3 as well, done on the madness. In the end, it was a pretty good season in the end for Norwich, in the end, despite a bad start to the season. In 6th place, I went for Sheffield United, even under Ruben Sells, who took over. I thought they were still there in the playoffs. Even though I wasn't convinced that Ruben Sells was the man start of the season. But then Chris Wilder ended up coming back, despite he was sacked after using not this year's playoff final, last year's playoff final to Sunderland. And he came back again. Sheffield United had a bad start. Chris Wilder steered into safety. I have my doubts if Chris Wilder is the long-term answer for Sheffield United. I just think it's just becoming stale now. With Chris Wilder and Sheffield United, he was always going to keep them up for me. He was always going to keep them up. But for me, I just think they need to move on from Chris Wilder. They've done it one with Ruben Sells, but they need to get someone more proven in. Well, Chris Wilder was proven, but Chris Wilder's just become stale now, hasn't he? They need to move on from Chris Wilder now. Sheffield United go for a youth voice in the dressing room. Someone who is proven like Chris Wilder in the EFL Championship. Like Steve Cooper's available now. Steve Cooper's available after he left Bromby. So he's available, isn't he? Chris Wilder. Steve Cooper. That'll be a good choice. to do for Dice as well. The thing is with Dice has a little bit of an ego about him, even to his Premier League top level. Which I do hear it, but Sheffield United are going to have a reasonable budget, aren't they, in the EFL Championship? So you would think Dice, Steve Cooper, they'll be tempted by that job, to be honest with you. But obviously, ended up finishing 13th after a bad start to the season. Chris Wilder steers them to safety. Quite comforting as well. Now, 7th place. Never thought I'd be saying this 10 years ago. Yes, the City. We're dated in 23rd. I thought they would finish 7th. What an absolute disaster of a season. One absolute disaster of a season. I just think, for me, the problems at the top of the football club are just basically transferred onto the pitch. Because for me, there's no way that squad on paper for Leicester should be down where they're League One or be anywhere near where they're in battle. It's an absolute madness. Jordan Ayew getting relegated to League One. Not something I had on my window card, to be honest with you. Just the squad yesterday had as well. You thought, how the hell have they ended up in the getting relegated to League One? It just shows sometimes, doesn't it, though? It just shows that last season when they got relegated from the Premier League, momentum can continue. And it's been continuing for the last couple of years now, these phases, haven't they? Where Luton got back relegations, they're now stuck in League One. Now, yes, they got back relegations, and they're done be stuck in League One as well. And I'm telling you now, League One is a difficult league to get out of. On yesterday, they right. Yeah, Cardiff City did. They went straight back up in terms of 2nd place. But I'm telling you now, yesterday don't have a slow start to League One. They don't have a slow start to League One for me yesterday. Quite concerning for them, isn't it? Like, Duncan Ferguson's been mentioned for the job. Where the hell did they get that from? That shows yesterday are in the Mets. If they're appointing Duncan Ferguson, not Duncan Ferguson, what's his fucking name? Down Ferguson. Who is that, Peterborough? He's stale. Outdated stale pint of milk. Why the hell would you want to appoint him? They're in a mess, yes, sir. They're in a bad mess. Who would have thought that 10 years ago when they won the Premier League? Greatest fairy tale ever told. The season after that, they were playing Champions League football. Now they're in League One. It shows it didn't happen. In football. And I feel sorry for the owner's son, who's obviously now took over after the tragic events of his father, the main owner, passing away in that tragic helicopter crash. I do feel sorry for his son because he just looks out of his depth, doesn't he, on that football club. And the thing is, I do feel you do need to give him a bit of leeway for me because he didn't expect to take over, did he? Like, after the tragic events of his father passing away. He was the main man as well, the main owner of the club, especially to the club's success as well. So I do think there needs to give him a bit of leeway for me. And PM the other board members for me for why yes are now in League One football for this season. For next season. Absolute disaster of a season for Leicester, which no one saw coming at all. Everyone thought, I don't think anyone expected Leicester to go back up because we all knew they had problems. But I thought Leicester would still be at least a playoff contender, chancing for the playoffs. But yeah, it's crazy. Where there's to League One now. And I hope they do sort the issues out at the top of the football club. the thing with the owner's son is that it's like he doesn't want to get door of it, does he? After what his father achieved and all that, but I think it's the right thing for him to get door of it now. Get door of the club, get the club that you owners in, get themselves out of this mess because it is turning toxic as well. Despite what happened 10 years ago, and even what happened under Brendan Rodgers as well, where they won the FA Cup as well, and I think they won the. I don't count the Community Shield as a trophy, but they did win the Community Shield as well. I'm pretty sure. So. And obviously there were seasons under Rodgers where they were chancing the top four as well, weren't they? So, yeah, for me, I just can't believe what's happened that yet, so I just can't believe it. Now we need one next season. It shows them phases and momentum can obviously continue when you do that. So, but yeah, I hope they sort the issues out. We do. Because they're a big club as well. 8th place, I went for Derby County. And I got that spot on. I did tell people John Eustace is a fucking class appointment for Derby County. I said he would get Derby, challenge them for the playoffs. I didn't think they would finish in the playoffs, but I did say they would challenge for the playoffs, which they did. I think for towards the final day. John Eustace, very underrated coach for me. Has been touted by Burnley, hasn't he? Burnley looking to try and point him. The problem I've got with John Eustace is he does jump ship, doesn't he? Actually, no. Actually, he got sacked by Burnham, no, didn't he? He got sacked by Burnham for fucking Wayne Rooney. What were Burnham doing there? It's because owners want a notable, famous player. That's the thing. And recruited well this season. Derby as well recruited well. I think they'll be strong. If they can keep hold of John Eustace for next season or replace John Eustace well, if John Eustace does leave, I think Derby will be in the playoffs next season. I really do. I think they're a very strong team. 9th place, I went for Middlesbrough. They ended up finishing 5th and using the playoff final. Still a good season. Still a very good season from Middlesbrough because I didn't really expect them to be in the top 6, to be honest with you. Still a very good season for them. Obviously, they'll be gutted about using the playoff final, but there then, did they deserve to be in the playoff final? No. Because they still, despite it or not, Middlesbrough still lost that semi-final tie to Southampton. And it would have been a ton of worms if Middlesbrough did win that playoff final, because there would be a massive lawsuit incoming from Hull, who obviously did win the playoffs. And, but yeah, then I think Middlesbrough definitely be one of the favourites to finish in the playoffs again next season. I really do. If they keep hold of the manager, who's done a very good job since coming in, during the season as well. And I think Middlesbrough will do well then next season. I do think they will be in the playoffs then next season, and maybe one step further to finally get across the line, Middlesbrough. So yeah, in 10th place, I did go for West Brom again. Most of the season, very poor season. James Morrison came in, well notable name for West Brom, kept them up. He's now got the job permanently. That's the problem I've got. Giving him the job permanently. Like, it's so much different when you get the job permanently. There's more press on you when you get the job permanently. It can go two ways, can't it, with James Morrison? He can either do well permanently, he can either do well with him as permanent head coach, or he just does back down to the Wayne Mason way then, and West Brom are back to square one again, where they have a bad start to the season. Morrison gets sacked, who's the legend of West Brom. And then once then, I feel West Brom should have appointed someone experienced for me, with proven experience, personally. As much as James Morrison did a good job keeping them up. But for me, I just don't think James Morrison deserved the job, personally. Or earned the job, personally. He was certainly a candidate, especially with the job he did, but for me, should have done for someone with proven experience for next season. A fresh restart into next season as well. So I really don't know with West Brom. I really don't know how it's going to go for them next season, in my personal opinion. 11th place, I done for Wrexham. Still been, and they end up finishing 7th place. Punch above the weight for me. I expected Wrexham to be at least mid-table. Obviously, with the budget they've got, the backing they've got as well. But the main aim for Wrexham is, if it's me, when you get promoted from League One, just stay up in the Championship. I still think it's been a successful season for Burnham as well, who came off in League One, even though they finished 10th. Wrexham only just missing out on the playoffs in the final day. Incredible season. Absolutely incredible season for Wrexham after missing out. Obviously, the whole Southampton Spygate situation, they will be very angry about that, because I think Southampton did a job on them, didn't they beat them like 5-1 or something. So Wrexham are definitely one of the teams who are unhappy with Southampton then in the playoffs instead of them. And who knows how Wrexham would have did in the playoffs. There would have been a lot of obviously build up behind them as well. And Phil Parkinson, fair play, still going on, isn't he? Still cracking on. Because for me, I never thought Phil Parkinson was the man for the EFL Championship. I think they will move him on at some point, Wrexham, though. I do think they will move Phil Parkinson on. Then it's a hard one with Wrexham for next season. Like, I still got this feeling Phil Parkinson will win his courts for me. Maybe I can start the season, then Wrexham probably end up sacking him, then appoint a more better Neville manager, someone who's levels above Phil Parkinson. Then that's when I think Wrexham will be a dangerous outfit and will kick on. But Phil Parkinson, he's done a fantastic job. Fantastic job, by the way. I know people don't say, well, he's had the resources, etc., but you still need to do the job, don't you? Still need to do the job at the end of the day. I had my doubts about him, because I actually thought they would sack Phil Parkinson during the season, actually. That's why I put them 11th, because I actually thought Wrexham would actually have a bit of a slow start, sack Phil Parkinson, get someone better in, and then end up into mid-table. That's what I thought. Kind of proved me wrong, Phil Parkinson, didn't he? Kind of proved me wrong. This shows he's a very good EFL daffer as well. But then, I still think he will win his course, in my opinion. I still think he will get sacked at some point and relieve of his duties. Because Ryan Reynolds and Wrexham, they will want to go to the next level next season, which is finish at least in the playoff places. Do I see Phil Parkinson doing that? Remains to be seen. But I'm happy for Wrexham. They've been on an incredible journey, though, Wrexham. A couple of seasons ago, they were in the pretty national league, weren't they? So, fair play to them. And interested to see how they do for next season. 12 PS, I went for Bristol City. Got that spot on. I never understood why Gerard Struber got sacked, personally, for Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson should never have got the job for me. I thought it was a bit harsh to sack Gerard Struber for me. I thought it was a bit harsh to sack him. I thought he did a reasonable job. I know Bristol City are one of them teams where, well, we finished in the playoffs last season, so we expect to be in the playoffs then. I think some teams do have a bit unrealistic expectations towards with how strong the EFL Championship is. I do think it was a bit harsh on Gruber getting sacked. But I understand it at the same time because Bristol City finished in the playoffs last season. They expected to be in the playoffs this season. Not for me. I didn't expect them to be in the playoffs. I thought there would be a slight drop off and be mid-table, which is what Bristol City are for me. I think they are that mid-table team in the EFL Championship. Stable club, as well. Obviously, they've not appointed the new minds yet. Well, by the time this video, they haven't. They've been in for Michael Stabara. I'll be shocked if Stabara leaves Yinton. I would feel a bit disheartened if I was a Yinton fan, despite he's done incredible there at Yinton City. I think Stabara should stay at Yinton for the EFL Championship. John Mousinho, I can see that happening because I think he's done the best he can at Portsmouth. With all due respect to Portsmouth, I do think Portsmouth will be one of the favourites to go down. So Mousinho will definitely be one of the choices. There was another name, wasn't there? Gerrard's been in, hasn't he? I think that'd be perfect for Steven Gerrard. I think EFL Championship's perfect for Gerrard, for me. I think Gerrard, a bit like Frank Lampard, needs to drop down that level now from the Premier League, prove himself in the Championship. I think Gerrard would do the same job as Lampard in the EFL Championship. I think Gerrard would get promoted with a team out the Championship. I really do. I do think that's the level he needs to go down to, Gerrard, in my opinion. So Bristol City will be one. I think that'll be a good job for him, personally. So we'll see who they appoint anyways. Steve Cooper, he's available as well. But yeah, we'll see who Bristol City appoint. And I think Bristol City next season it'll be the same then for me. PL Challenger, mid-table, something like that. 13th place, Swansea City. They end up finishing 11th place. Not really shocked by that. I thought they would be around mid-table, only 2 places off. Obviously got the top. They've obviously got the EFL top scorer, and very impressed by the recruitment as well. I am impressed by the recruitment, and they'll be a very interesting team next season. Then I think they'll be mid-table next season. I just don't see them being in the playoffs. Potentially a playoff chance, potentially, but it's hard to tell, isn't it, in terms of recruitment and everything. So 14th place, I went for Blackburn. They ended up finishing 20th place. Obviously appointed Michael O'Neill, didn't they? Even though Michael O'Neill's got 2 jobs in terms of Northern Ireland as well. I think he's now staying at Northern Ireland now, isn't he, Michael O'Neill? So I think Blackburn, another team, have done a lot for you managers as head coach now. And obviously, finished 20th of the season. Michael O'Neill kept them up. They were in big trouble, weren't they, at one point of the season? Obviously, massive football club. Obviously, former Premier League winners, Blackburn Rovers. Even though you could say that was a 1-year wonder. And I really don't know with Blackburn this season where they're heading. They either heading to where they're or they stay up for me. I just don't see anything more than that for Blackburn. It'll just be bottom half or potential relegation for me for next season. But yeah, see who they appoint for next season. 15th place. Wow, I was way off, wasn't I? Millwall. I went for Millwall. They ended up finishing 3rd, using the semi-finals at the playoffs at home. The defensive winners. Fantastic job by Alex Neil. Alex Neil did a fantastic job with Millwall this season. Recruited well. as well. Had a very had a got a very good squad as well. Very good squad as well. Uh, I am surprised. Yeah, I am surprised they were in the playoffs. Personally, I thought mid-table for Millwall. They always seem to be that team. I don't know what it is with Millwall. Every season, one season they seem to have a good season, then the next season they don't tend to have a good season. And this is what I put it down to. I thought they would be around 15, something like that. They're a bit like Preston, aren't they? Preston have one good season, then they have a underwhelming season. So, but yeah, Alex Neil did a fantastic job with Millwall. They're going to be interesting next season, aren't they? Can they take on Alex Neil and Millwall? We'll wait and see. And there's obviously the potential with West Ham next season. It's going to be all right, isn't it? A bit fiery. Yeah, just a bit. 16th, I went for Charlton Athletic under Nathan Jones. Then ended up into 19th. I was technically right, wasn't I? I said they would stay up, and they have stayed up. So I don't really need to mention it anymore, really. 17th, I went for Stoke City. I thought it would be a drop-off of the season, despite they did appoint Mark Robbins, who I do think is a good coach. But as Mark Robbins lost it now, you do wonder. And Stoke got that spot on. I thought pretty much what I expected. 17th. Start of the season, though. Start of the season, they were up there, weren't they? They were in the top 6 start of the season. But during the season, they just had a massive drop off, didn't they? Massive drop off and just fell away from the playoff race in the end. And my daughter did fall away from the playoff race massively. Sober Thomas being their best player as well. He's done be a lot of clubs done be after him as well. So, but yeah, 17th, got that spot on with Stoke City. 18th with Portsmouth. I see my final words on Stoke. I don't know where they're heading next season, to be honest with you. They could maybe have a good season, a more better season, or it could be the same as this season. Who knows? But 18 place, I went for Portsmouth to stay up under John Mousinho. Done a good job there at Portsmouth, hasn't he, John Mousinho? Take them off for what, back-to-back seasons now? Take them off in back-to-back seasons in the EFL Championship. Obviously, John Mousinho has been linked with the Bristol City job. Can Portsmouth keep doing this? I'm not sure. I think Portsmouth will probably be one of the favourites to go down next season, personally. But it all depends if they keep hold of John Mousinho, isn't it? It all depends on that for me, in my opinion. In 19th place, I went for Preston. They ended up finishing 14th. And then they had a good start, didn't they? But yeah, they had a good start to the season, but they just dropped off during the season. Dropped off away from the playoff race during the season. And they're a bit like Millwall for me, aren't they? Where they have one good season and one bad season, one underwhelming season. But what I do know about Preston is they will never be in any trouble every season in the EFL Championship. They always tend to stay up, despite even the bookmakers sometimes make Preston one of the favourites to go down. I think there's going to be a season where Preston will probably get found out and that where they're seed one, because the EFL Championship only going to get even more stronger in it. And that's probably going to leave Preston behind. But for this moment in time, ahead of next season, I don't see them being anywhere decent trouble. But it's one of them, isn't it? It is one of them. 20th place, I went for Oxford United, and they ended up getting where there's in 22nd place. My main reason was Darry Warwick. I thought keeping hold of Darry Warwick, who kept them off last season, I thought he would keep them off again this season by just in the teeth. And but obviously ended up sacking Darry Warwick and ended up appointing Matty Broomfield. Matty Broomfield got some results, didn't he? He did get some results and performances. Was it probably a little bit too yet? Probably too yet when they appointed him. I would say so. it's not really a shock that went down. Personally, I think a lot of people probably would have went for Oxford to go down. Not me. I thought they would still stay up because of Darry Rowett. Keeping hold of him, keeping that sustainability as well and stableness. But they've gone down. Is Matty Broomfield the right man for League One? Yeah, I'll say so. I'll say he's the right man for League One because he did a good job for Wickham, didn't he? Did a good job at Wickham before he jumped ship to Luton. So yeah, I would say he will do well at Oxford in League One, and we do. Probably top 6 in League One next season for Oxford, probably, or chance of the top 6. In my personal opinion. 21st, I went for Watford. They ended up finishing 16th. Have Watford really had a good season? Probably. I mean, they were up there, weren't they? I'm pretty sure Watford were during the season in that playoff mix, weren't they? But ended up finishing 16th. Probably will sack the manager. That's what Watford do. When Watford keeps sacking managers, it's not going to get them anywhere. It's not going to get them anywhere at all. They need that sustainability for me. So this is why I think Watford will be nowhere near the playoffs for me. They'll just be mid-table, bottom half towards. They haven't got that sustainability for me. Just keep sacking managers, which ain't working anymore. It may have worked in the past, but it's not working now. It's been found out. And that's what Watford are going to be next season, just mid-table, bottom half for me. I had them staying up by the skin of their teeth because of that ownership issues, that ownership problems of sacking managers all the time. Now on to my bottom 3. Look away. I'm away. I went for home. Why the fuck did I go for home to go down? The thing is, they finished 6th. It's not just they finished 6th. Not just they won the playoffs. They are promoted to the Premier League. Because for me, I looked at it last season. They stayed up last season, didn't they? They were in where they're in trouble. Despite the owner being ambitious, they were in where they're in trouble last season. But obviously, when I saw the transfer window, well, after deadline day, it was after the summer deadline day, I was like, yeah, they're not going down. They're not going down after the squad they had. Matt Burney, proven EFL championship striker. I was like, yeah, I need to take the L on this one. I need to take a massive L. I need to take a massive L on this one. Hull getting promoted to the Premier League. Is it a shock though? It's the EFL Championship, isn't it? Like, sometimes some crazy teams do get in the playoffs in the EFL Championship from out of nowhere. I do think Hull were one of them teams for me. Yeah, I'm not the only one though. I don't think anyone expected Hull to win the playoffs for me. I don't think people went for Hull to go down like me. That's what I will say. I think a lot of people had Hull mid-table, bottom half, something like that, which I thought was reasonable. But finishing the playoffs, winning the playoffs, promoted to the Premier League, which is justified, by the way, well deserved. Credit to the manager as well, who was unproven in terms of EFL Championship, doing an incredible job as well. And like I said earlier, I think Hull, they're going to be interested in the Premier League next season. I think they're going to be back heavy, a bit like Sunderland. For me. I see a similar thing with Sunderland with Hull for me, where even though Hull are not that, I wouldn't say Hull are that exciting, but they are very tactical, very effective as well, which is what you need to be in the Premier League. You cannot play this all-out attack style in the Premier League, otherwise you just may as well go back, may as well pack your bags for the EFL Championship straight away. So I think Coventry and Hull, they're going to be interesting teams for me to look out for in the Premier League next season, especially with how they're going to recruit as well. So we'll wait and see to see how Hull do. I do apologise to Hull fans. I do apologise. I don't know why I went for you to store down. But I just thought with you staying up last season, I thought you'd get more found out, but never mind. 23rd place, I went to KPR, probably another bad prediction, then ended up finishing 15th. I just thought they were in trouble going into the season. But yeah, I just thought that's what I put it down to with Hull and KPR. I put it down to the managers for me. Yeah, the managers they appointed, I was like, they haven't got that championship experience for me. That's what I really put it down to. But then I was proven heavily won. Is it a good season for TPR? It's a bit meh of a season, but they'll take it mid-table. 15th is really mid-table, isn't it? Really, it's really mid-table. They weren't in anywhere decent trouble either. So I think that's where they'll finish next season as well. I think they'll finish around there next season as well. Around that mark. I'm finally in 24th place. Well, I got this spot on. I think everyone got this spot on with Sheffield Wednesday, wasn't it? They were already in trouble going into the season with the issues at the top of the football club, which they have now sorted now, which is so good to see. Massive football club like Sheffield Wednesday, getting the issues sorted out at the top of the football club. And they're going into next season and League One in positive spirits as well. Positive spirits. Will they be favourites to win League One? Probably one of the favourites, won't they? I think they'll be one of the favourites to win the League One title and get promoted. And I'm so happy for them. They've sorted their issues out at the top of the football club. Great fan base as well. Massive fan base, massive club. And I wish them all the best for next season. And I do hope they go straight back up to the EFL Championship where they do belong. With the EFL Championship or even in the Premier League, to be fair. They are that big of a club. Sheffield Wednesday. So obviously, start the season was just the season was already written off, wasn't it? Down into the season, yeah, the issues they had, the countless points deductions as well. They will forget about this season massively. Apart from obviously the new owners coming in, saving the football club, positive spirits going into next season now for Sheffield Wednesday, which is good to see. And that is my 2025 2026 EFL Champions season through, and also reacting to my bad season predictions. Feel free to leave your season through down below in the comments, and the next time I'll be doing an EFL Champions video will be the season predictions in the middle of July. So stay tuned for that, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. And once again, a massive congratulations to Coventry, Ipswich and Hull, promoted to the Premier League, and a massive commiserations to Sheffield Wednesday, Leicester City, and Oxford United, where they're to League One.